Abraham's testing. Dear friends, this story is about a major incident that happened in Abraham's life. As per God's word, Abraham sent out Hagar and Ishmael, and then he continued his life with Sarah and Isaac. Till now in Abraham's life, he obeyed God in everything, be it leaving his birthplace of Ur or sending out Ishmael, his firstborn. That obedience pleased God, for obedience is better than sacrifice. Little Isaac grew up. As he was a son born to Abraham in his old age, he loved him very much. Seeing that love, God decided to test his faith in him. One day, God called Abraham and asked him to sacrifice Isaac as a burnt offering. Even when God asked to sacrifice his only son, whom he loved very much, he did not disobey God. Abraham did not reveal this to Sarah, as he might have thought that Sarah would not agree to it, or she may not be able to bear it. So Abraham rose early in the morning and saddled his donkey, and took 2 of his young men with him and his son Isaac. And he cut the wood for the burnt offering, and went to the place which God had told him. On the 3rd day he lifted his eyes and saw the place from afar. And Abraham said to his young men, "Stay here with the donkey. I and the boy will go over and worship and come again to you." And Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it on Isaac his son. Then he took in his hand the fire and the knife. So both of them went together. On the way, Isaac, who had seen his father offering sacrifices before, asked him where the lamb for the sacrifice was, because he did not know that he was the lamb for the sacrifice. Even though he was heartbroken, Abraham replied, "God will provide for himself a lamb for burnt offering." Because of his faith in this, Abraham became the father of faith. So they walked together and reached the place that God had indicated. Abraham built an altar there and laid wood in order. Are you able to imagine how Isaac would have reacted when he learned that he was the sacrifice? What would we have done if we were in that place? But what happened there was different from what we can imagine. Isaac obeyed his old father and allowed him to tie his hands. Then Abraham bound Isaac his son and laid him on the altar on top of the wood. Then Abraham reached out his hand and took the knife to slaughter his son. But the angel of the Lord called to him from heaven and said, "Do not lay your hand on the boy, or do anything to him, for now I know that you fear God, seeing that you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me." Then Abraham lifted his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him was a lamb caught in a thicket. And Abraham took the ram and offered it as a burnt offering instead of his son. The place that God chose for Abraham to offer the sacrifice was Mount Moriah. This place has a lot of importance in our forthcoming stories, so you should remember this name, okay? And the angel of the Lord called to Abraham a second time from heaven and said, "I will surely bless you and multiply your offspring as the stars of heaven and as the sand that is on the seashore." So Abraham returned to his place, and then they went to live in Beersheba. We will see what happened further in the next story. God bless you.